So Rep 1215 messaged me and he said that he is having trouble deciding. He said he's bulking up and he wants to bulk till February, but he keeps on thinking like he should cut down, and he's kind of torn between bulking, cutting, all this kind of stuff. So these are all terms that are kind of exaggerated on YouTube and on the fitness websites and stuff like that. There's this misconception out there that you need to bulk in order to gain muscle, and then if you cut, it's contradictory to gaining muscle. And when there's a happy medium involved, it's not contradictory. It's only when it's extreme, okay? So when you're trying to get down to 4 or 5% body fat, yeah, it'll be really tough to put on muscle like that because you're always at a deficit of calories. But when you are eating and eating with the sole purpose of feeding the muscle stores well, you shouldn't be putting on excessive amounts of body fat. If you're putting on excessive amounts of body fat, that means you're eating way too much calories. You're eating way too much either fat or sugar or the wrong type of carb. And if you're eating so much that you're putting on 1 pound, 2 pounds a week, well then you could comfortably back off on your calories and still put on muscle. See, because all you need is enough. You need enough. And if your body's putting on a lot of body fat, it's telling you that it already has enough and you're giving it way more than it needs, right? So for me, when I was training and competing, I was not ever in a bulk phase. Sometimes I would be in a cheat meal phase because I just wanted an excuse to eat whatever I wanted. It doesn't mean it was useful for me for putting on more lean body mass. I found that if I ate just a little bit different than when I was in contest, I ate more carbs to make sure that my energy was efficient. So how I would measure this is that I would eat to make sure that my energy levels and my pump was really good when I go to the gym, and then I knew that I was on point. And if I started to put on too much body fat, then I would change the carbs a little bit, or I would lower the fat levels, and I would be conscious of what it is I was taking in. But I did this because I knew that if I'm putting on body fat, that means my body's already giving me the sign that I'm taking in enough food. I don't need to take in more. That's not the weak link in the chain for me putting on muscle mass. So with anything, you want to find what the weak link in the chain is. And just because something is good, it doesn't mean more is better, right? That's the constant trap that people make a mistake with. They say, oh, a certain amount of this vitamin is good for me, so if I take 5 million milligrams of this vitamin, all of a sudden I'm doing better. Well, no, that's not necessarily true. It's only if you're deficient in something that it becomes a problem. But more of it is not always better. If I give you too much water, you will drown, but you do need a certain amount of water to stay hydrated. So it's the same type of principle. You want to give your body enough. And if you're bulking and putting on 20%, 30% body fat, guess what? You'll have more than enough, and bulking is actually just doing nothing more than wasting your time and possibly putting your health at risk in some cases. And at the same time, it'll make it 10 times harder for you to get ready for a bodybuilding show when it comes down to it. You won't be able to skim off that body fat. So I hope that answers your question about bulking and whether it's necessary or not to put on muscle mass as a natural bodybuilder. And if you have any other questions, just leave the comments down below, or you can message me at naturalgallantbodybuilding.com. And I have reviews and different types of advice and tips there in blog format, and some links to products and services that I use, such as the shoes that I wear. So yeah, if you have any more questions, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com and take care for now.